Hey everybody, what is going on? Sean here with Zero to Income, and today what we are going to do is play with our Stan.store clone lookalike for Systeme.io. And what we're going to do here, let me show you. Pop over here real quick and take a peek at this. What we have here is the Stan.store clone. So people are like, hey, I'd like to have something like a Stan.store only on Systeme.io. Well, this is what we have. Okay. And this is a template that is available for free in the Zero to Income toolbox. You can sign up for that in the toolbox down below. And you can load it into your Systeme.io account. And then once you get in there, what we want to do is we want to create an opt-in form right here that will allow people to fill in their name and their email address and click on submit rather than going to another page. So this is how Dana and I have our links set up on our page. We actually have, this is pretty much what you're looking at here. This is well, you actually are looking at our links. It's right there. So this is our actual Zero to Income links page, and we have ours set up to where when you click on it, it goes to the page where they then fill out their name and email and then say send me my toolbox. What we want to do is make it like this, where the form, and this is an actual Stan.store template, where the form is actually on the page. All right, so if we go back here, we're going to take this and we're going to make it a form. All right, so let's go and do that. All right, so what we need to do is we need to get to our toolbox. So you sign up for the toolbox, right? And you go over here, and I'm not going to just click on it and open it because I want to make sure it opens in the proper account. So we scroll all the way down, and there is our Zero to Income Stan.store clone template right in here. And I'm going to right click on that and do a copy link address. And for those of you who don't have this toolbox yet, I kind of scrolled through it pretty fast. So this is just kind of an intro that's on the toolbox page, let you know what it's all about. We have custom code snippets that you can use for Systeme.io, and or if you have other website platforms that you're working on that allow you to use custom code snippets, these will work in that. Okay, so these code snippets will work in Go high level. They'll work in ClickSlow. They'll work in Kajabi. They'll work in Wix. All right. So this, although Dana and I really focus on Systeme.io, we think it's like the no-brainer. We realize there are other platforms out there, and these code snippets will work on those. But if you scroll down, we go, we got all the way through our code snippets. Now we have a couple of free website templates that are also part of this toolbox. And of course, there's that Stan.store template that I just clicked on and did a copy link. And then we have some ChatGPT prompts. If you're needing to create a privacy policy, this is a prompt to create a privacy policy. Here's one for terms and conditions, etc. All right. So I've done that. Now what we need to do is we need to open this up into a Systeme.io account. If you don't have a Systeme.io account, when you click on this, it'll prompt you to create an account. If you do have a Systeme.io account, it'll open it up in that account. And if it doesn't, if you're not logged in, then it'll just prompt you to log in. All right. So I have my Tech Gremlin Warrior, one of my other Systeme.io accounts set up here. One of the caveats to this, okay, is go over here to settings. You need to have your email dialed in. All right. You need your professional email set up on your account. You need your domain verified, and you need that professional email set as the sender address. All right. So this, all the little nuts and bolts and levers that happen with this opt-in form won't work if you don't have your professional email set up. Systeme.io doesn't allow you to use a Gmail address or a Yahoo address. You need a my name or, mailing list at mydomain.com. Okay, it's got to be your custom domain for this to work. And that's why I've got this set up with my Tech Gremlin Warrior, because I've got everything dialed in there. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to paste that link into here, and it's going to automatically load that funnel into my Systeme.io account. Another thing that you need to keep in mind while you're doing this, the free version of Systeme.io allows you to have 3 funnels. So if you have more than 3 funnels, what you'll want to do, let me go back to my funnel list, and I'll have 3 there right now. But if you have more than 3, what you'll want to do is just go over and pick one of them and deactivate. You can deactivate and activate funnels whenever you need to. All right. You don't have to delete them. You can deactivate them, and that way you can come back and say, hey, I would like to use this funnel again. Let me make it an active funnel. Okay. So just something to kind of keep in mind. All right. So now what we want to do is let's go to the Stan.store template that I just loaded up and that I just grabbed from the Zero to Income toolbox. All right, so this template is made up of, right now we have a double column Stan.store. What does that look like? Let's go up here and we're going to do a view funnel step. And that's what I mean by double column. All right, you got 2 rows. All right, now let's go back and now let's look at the single column. You'll notice I skipped the thank you page. All right, we'll go into that here in a minute, but let's go to a view funnel step. All right, so this is the single column that you can use. The benefit of the single column is it's much more responsive and just looks better when you're using it on different screen sizes. That being said, again, our links page or Stan.store clone that we use on Zero to Income is the double column. We're happy with it. But the single column is just a little bit more responsive. And what I mean by that here is let's do an inspect. We're going to right click on the page, do an inspect. Okay, I've already got this set up for responsive. And if you're not seeing the fact that it's responsive, right up here you have a toggle device toolbar. It's the second icon from the left up here. It looks to me like it's a cell phone being, a hangman, but I think what it is, it's a desktop and cell phone. So you click on that. Right now it's off. Now we're back on. All right. So as we drag this and make the screen size smaller, all right, this is going to adjust accordingly, and see how those boxes are adjusting. All right. I've got code in there to make this as responsive as possible. I've really did a lot of work on this to try and make sure it's responsive for everybody. All right, so that's what that looks like. Now let's go to the double column. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to right click, do an inspect. And then once again, you'll see here, let's go to the top and watch how these kind of react. Okay. Again, not a big deal, but notice right there how now the box got a little bit bigger on the right than on the left. Again, not a big deal. Dana and I are like, yeah, we're okay with that. And you'll see that in Stan.store pages. Actual Stan.store pages are going to be like that as well. All right. But there's a responsive to that. And again, I've done a lot of work to make sure that this was responsive as well. Okay. So that's what those look like when you're viewing them. So now what we want to do, let's play with the double stacked one. All right. And let's go ahead and create a form. It might look a little crunched on this, but we're going to run with it anyway. And we'll probably, I don't know, we'll just play with it and see what happens. All right, so we're gonna go over to our funnels, and the thank you page on these needs to be right underneath the page that has the opt-in form. All right, so if you're using the double column, which is what we're going to start with, that thank you page needs to be right underneath the double column. If you're using the single column, then you would literally just drag the thank you page and put it underneath the single column. Okay, so I already have a thank you page in there as well. That's part of the template. All right. Let's make sure, let's go to that and make sure that I was editing the right one. And I was. Okay. I got all kinds of stuff going on a production website, and then this is the more site for sharing stuff on. So it's making sure that I'm making changes everywhere that need to be made, making the changes everywhere that need to be made. So let's go ahead and just click on Save Changes. We'll go out. So that's our thank you page. So let's go up to the double column, and we're going to do an edit page. Okay. Now what we want to do is we're going to put in a couple of form fields in here, and you go down here, and we need a form input. Drop it right in there, and we'll drop another form input right underneath that. And we'll take all this out. Look at how small that got. Take all that out, delete. Okay. And I'll do something like here. sign up for the free Zero Income Toolbox. Okay, so it needs an input type set. So we go in that and click onto the form field. All right, select type, and we're going to say first name. Go into this one, click on it, select type. This is going to be the email. And then grab my free tools. That works, I think, perfect. So here's where some little gotchas come into play. All right. Here's where we got some gotchas. Let's click on this. And what happens right now we have this going to that page. So we'll take this out. But what happens is a lot of people will go, and I say a lot of people, this has happened to me, and we'll say, we need to make sure that when they click on this button, they get the thank you page. So we need to use this next step URL. Here's what happens. The whole point of this is we're going to create an automation that when they click on grab my free tools, they get an email that says, hey, well, first it's going to go to a thank you page, but they're also going to receive an email that says, hey, thanks for signing up. Here's your free tools, or here's your free guide. You can attach a PDF, or here's a link to your free course, and maybe it's an unlisted playlist on YouTube. It's your course, all right, a free course, all right. But here's the thing. If you have this set to next step URL, they won't get the email. And you'll be scratching your head. Okay, I'm scratching my head, going, what's going on? You have to put submit form here. Okay. And right here, it is going to give you the option to go to the next step after the submit of the form. All right. So in other things that you're working with, a lot of times you'll say go to the next step, and the next step is that thank you page. But Systeme just knows, and it has right here. Looks like they might have even done some edits recently that lets you know, by the way, it's going to go to the next step. So you want to make sure that thank you page is on the next step. All right. And if you don't have a thank you page there, what's going to happen is somebody's just going to click on this and nothing's going to happen. They're going to be like, what's going on? So you want to make sure they get some kind of either a pop-up or a thank you page saying, okay, cool, thanks for signing up. Go check your email, everybody, and enjoy your free tool. Enjoy your free guide. Enjoy your free course, right? So we've got this set up. That's the main caveat there, to make sure this is all set up for that. Now what we need to do, save changes, we need to go create that automation that's going to deliver either the link for the free toolbox or the PDF guide, or again, the course, right? So let's go over here. We're going to click on Save Changes. All right. And again, I already kind of went through this. Over here in your profile, we need to make sure, all right, you go to Settings. And then when you get to Settings, you need to go to Emails. And you need to have your domain name needs to be verified. It is. techgremlinwarrior.com is verified. I've got my Gmail address, which is verified, which is not a big deal, but this is the one that is a big deal right here. I need that, either, help or hello or whatever at Tech Gremlin Warrior needs to be there, needs to be verified. And then the sender. You can put in here at this point, I'm pretty sure you can put a Gmail address, but it won't work when you do the automation. All right, when you go to add the email. So you need to also have this email address here, needs to be in there, and it needs to be the professional one with your domain. And then the testing address is not a big deal. That's just a testing address, okay? And then you can change this name here. I like to let them know, hey, it's Sean from the Tech Gremlin Warrior, so that when they see it, it's not just who's this guy Sean or whatever. I give them a little idea, who it is. It's Sean from the Tech Gremlin Warrior. All right. So make sure you have all that dialed in. Now we're going to go over to our automations. We're going to go and we're going to click on rules. Okay. I have no rules right now. We're going to click on this blue add. We're going to go and click on the blue create button. And now we're going to go create a trigger. What we want to do is, we don't have the blog. This isn't set up. This whole page is set up on a funnel, not a blog. And so there's forms that are on the funnels and there's forms that are on the blogs. In this case, we're going to say it's a funnel step form subscribed. All right. Click on that. Now it wants us to choose the funnel. The drop down is going to have our 3 funnels in here. Or if you have a paid version, it's going to show all your funnels. All right. So I want to use the Zero to Income Stan.store template. And again, you can rename this, of course. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the funnel step. And that's going to be, we're playing with the double column template. Okay, and again, you can rename that, of course, but that's what we've got it named as right now. All right, so that's the trigger. Trigger is when this here is filled out on this page, we want it to do what? Now, one of the things you can do with rules, you don't have to have just one action. You can have multiple actions, all right? So we're going to go in here, and first thing I also want to do, let me open up tags. I want to see if I've got any tags here. I do. I have a customer tag. Systeme.io only allows you to have one tag on the free version. So I'm just calling mine customer, but it could be newsletter subscriber or newsletter, whatever. I probably wouldn't use customer in a production environment if I'm just using one tag. I'd probably just have mailing list, I think, is what I would do with just one. But whatever you want. All right. So we do have a tag. So let's go back to our automation. We're going to click on our plus icon or our plus button. And yeah, we are going to actually add a tag. What tag are we going to add? Customer tag. Now we go back up here and we're going to add another action. We want to send an email. Okay. And now we want to create an email. So there's a number of things you can do with these actions. I don't know if you saw this, but let me go back up here and click on this. You can also subscribe them to a campaign. So if you had multiple emails set up, and you can have one campaign on the free version of Systeme.io. So you want to be careful about using your campaigns. You can have one rule on Systeme.io on the free version. All right. And so I prefer using the rule because I'm only going to send them the one email that says, hey, thanks for signing up. Here's your freebie. All right. So I'm not going to use up a campaign. You could if you wanted to. All right. But I'm going to use this email function, which allows me to send them the email and save that campaign for other stuff. Save that campaign for ones that's going to be 4 or 5, or 6 emails, right? Okay. So what we want to do here, what I included in this free template are a couple of emails that you can use, some email swipes for you. So let's go back to our funnels. Okay. I'm kind of surprised that it's only showing 2 right now. That's interesting. There we go. Do a refresh. We're going to go into our Zero to Income Stan.store template. And right in here, I have another page that's, you're not going to want to, use this obviously as part of your funnel per se. It won't be production. Not a big deal though. You can keep it here and have it so that you can refer back to it. But if you go into here and you can either do a view funnel step, but I would say view edit page, use an edit page function. All right. So I'm going to also have some other videos here on for people that grab this and aren't seeing this video on how to create the automation. And then I might have some other how-to videos as well, just how to, edit this thing to make it your own. All right. But right now, what's on this page at the time of this video are these 2 email swipes. So we've got one, it's an engaging email template for a free guide delivery. So I'm just, again, very general. Here's a subject. Again, your free guide is here. Unlock your desired income today, your desired outcome today. All right. And then the second one, the second engaging email template, struggling with, put the pain point, struggling with getting started on your business, struggling with the technology in your business. Here's your solution. All right. And we've got this all set up. So what I'm going to do is click in here and I'm going to highlight all this. And sure. Copy. Now we're going to go back to our automation. We're going to do an email. Going to create an email. Going to pop that back in. What's really, really cool about this is it kept all the bolding. It kept here, this is a substitute variable. If you go up here, it's going to grab their actual first name, which is great. It's actually grabbing the first name of the person. Those are different substitute variables. I'm really kind of surprised that it's grabbing those ones. Dashboard user first name. This is different. I just played with this yesterday, and this is all different. Dashboard user first name. Very interesting. But that's okay. So we're going to go in here, and just to make sure, I'm going to take that out, and I am going to actually grab the dashboard user first name just to make sure. All right, comma. So, and then you would go in here, and again, are you feeling overwhelmed with your technology? Are you feeling lost in creating your Canva designs? Whatever it is, what's their pain point and how is this freebie going to help them? All right. And you just go and make this your own. And you go back to the editor, and then we grab go in here, and obviously we don't want the subject, but we grab our subject and pop that in up here. Okay. And if you had an attachment, okay, so if you wanted to, a lot of questions come up. How do I deliver a PDF guide? Right here. Click on that attachment, add it from your computer. Boom. There's the guide, right? And then down here, if maybe it's a free course, you would put the link. You would just highlight the text here, go up here to link, put the link in there to the YouTube playlist. Maybe it's an unlisted playlist. If it's, again, a link to a page that's their free tools, you would put that there and link it. Okay. And literally just go down here and click on save. So now, whenever anybody goes and fills out this form, going to do a refresh, boom and boom, and they click on grab my free tools, they're going to get this email. All right. Now, the other thing that I think sometimes comes up is there any way for me to get notified when somebody fills out a form? And yes, there is. Like I said, you can do a lot more than just one or two actions. So we're going to go and add another action here. And we're going to do send email to a specific address. So now, anytime that somebody fills out a form, we're going to say, send me an email. All right. So here it is. We're going to create an email. And it's going to go, right now it's going to my email address, but you can go and put this wherever. And this is fine. You can send this to a Gmail address, Yahoo address. This is just, if you have a Gmail account that you check regularly, just put that in here. All right. And then subject, you just got a form or an opt-in. Okay. Again, make it whatever you want. Just, and hey there, knucklehead. And I'm saying knucklehead because it's coming to me. You just got a sign up on the links page. Okay. So you just got to sign up on your Systeme.io Stan.store link page. All right. How's that for a mouthful? All right. Sender name. It's coming from your website. You can just leave that, default. Again, sender email address. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, that probably does matter, actually. Leave that default. This here, you don't really need to worry about. This is coming to you. All right, just letting you know, hey, you just got to sign up. All right, and then literally just go in here and click on save. Okay. And it's taking a little while, but yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why it's taking a while. Tech Gremlins. See, that's the whole point for the Tech Gremlin Warrior. Me and one of my clients that I work with, she would, oftentimes say, "Oh my gosh, Tech Gremlins, Sean, Tech Gremlin Warrior, Tech Gremlins." And I'm like, that would be kind of cool, the Tech Gremlin Warrior. So I'm kind of surprised. Okay, it finally saved. So there's 3 different actions we've got. Do we want to use anything else? I don't think we really need anything else. So it added a tag. You could enroll them in a course if you had a course. It could be you could have I think even if it was a paid course, you could still enroll them in the course. How cool is that, right? So um, you have all these different options for getting them set up. All right. So now we're going to save the rule, and now we have this all set up. Now, again, if I didn't have all of my email stuff dialed in those settings like I did, like I went over earlier, we would not have been able to get this far. All right. So let's have some fun here. Let's go ahead and go back to our editor. All right. So we've got our email in there from the email swipes. We're going to just click on changes even though I didn't do anything. We're going to edit out, go and get out of that. And I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to click on this. And the other thing you want to do is we do have a thank you page. So you obviously want to go in here, your thank you page, and edit that accordingly. Right now, this is everything zero to income. All right, folks. So you want to go in here and, obviously change your image out to your logo, change all this out as, to appropriately, put in the appropriate stuff for your freebie. And then of course, right here, follow us. That's going to YouTube. All right. So that's what they should see when they fill this out. But let's go test it out. All right. All this is wanting to test. So we're going to exit out of this. We're going to go to our page. We're going to click on the link option. And I'm just going to go and open up the hot live link. Okay. So there it is. First name. Got lots of tests here. Just going to take all these tests out and do Egbert. Email. And we're going to send it to the Gmail address, Tech Gremlin, or your Gmail address. Boom, right there. That's fine. Need to make sure I open that up so that we can double check. But now, let's see what happens when we click on Grab Free Tools. We should get the thank you page. And there it is, thank you page. All right. What you'll notice also, I've added the scrolling animation. That's part of the free toolbox as well, that you can go and add to other pages that you have. But what you just saw is on page load animation. All right. And so, hey, first thing is go check your email. Remember, if you can't see us, check your junk. Make sure you add the email address to your contacts. This here I'm going to change actually. For production, you would say check your email inbox for more information. Look for an email coming from, all right, it's coming from Sean at the Tech Gremlin Warrior with the subject, and let them know what the subject is, okay? Struggling with pain point, here's your solution, all right? And so in the thank you page, you let them know who's it coming from, what's the subject, so they know what to look for, okay? Make sure you add our email address to your contacts, and then 3, enjoy the freebie, All right. So that worked like we expected. Next thing we want to do is we want to go and find let me pop this open in another window. This could get crazy, gmail.com. Okay. Yeah, it's going to get a little crazy. That's okay. I'm going to pop it over. Here's my Tech Gremlin Warrior. So it gave me 2 emails. All right. Now, that's so cool. I'm just like, hey, everything's working. I love it when things work. All right. First email. There's the email that would go to the user. Now they're only going to get this one. All right. But there is, grab the first name. I put in Egbert. Egbert Peabody is my childhood alter ego, right? So grab the first name, and there's the email. All right, cool. Obviously, I didn't fill in the last name and contact information. This was just a template. But if we go back, this is what you would get. Boom. There it is. Hey there, Knucklehead. You just got to sign up on the link on your links page. Okay. How cool is that? So there you go, everybody. We now have everything set up to where you now have your Systeme.io Stan.store clone set up with an actual form that they can fill out, rather than having to click on a link that takes them to a place where they can fill out. It's actually on the Stan.store page, right? We have a thank you page. We have some email swipes. We have all of the steps to set up the automation rule, and you're good to go. All right. So if you're digging these Systeme.io videos, we have a whole playlist. Check those out. Thanks for watching.